Okay, boys and girls, today is a day for a little education. We're going to be talking, probably hopefully briefly, about MVAs and SVAs. The whole world, as far as economics is concerned, is determined by the price of a single variable. The single variable in an asset or in something is the price. That's what we're all relegated to. There's always a certain amount of supply of something and demand of something, but those two things aren't variable. Or maybe the demand is, but the supply isn't. That's why gold and Bitcoin are what they are, because they're a single variable. I mean, a single thing that is not variable. The actual supply is not variable. Now we have this thing called Ample that everybody's high on. If you're from the Proof of Weak Hands, ETH Phoenix understanding, you've participated in that, you know a little bit about the variable asset of supply when it comes to a protocol asset / asset. And that's what Ampleforth has done. They brought in and legitimatized the idea that there are multiple variables in an asset. Because in Amplify, the supply adjusts to whatever the price is. The price is above a certain price of $1.06. That every day, every 24 hours, the supply is redistributed in accordance with who holds what percent of the token. And it's the only big time asset that has the amount of liquidity and amount of volume that has ever come into a multiple variable asset. For what it's worth, just to be clear, Ampleforth is one of the first multiple variable assets out there that is not full of 4chan fucking losers like you know who you are watching this, is a little bit familiar with when it comes to things like P3D, Proof of Weak Hands, or if you're following what I'm doing with Bitcoin, it's exactly what I'm doing. I'm taking a multiple variable asset, and I've been doing it, thinking of doing it, now doing it on a test net for a long time, but it's nowhere near as manipulatable as like a Proof of Weak Hands or ETH Phoenix, whatever you want to call it, Heinrich Hoken's concept, or Ampleforth. Bitcoin won't make you anywhere near as much money as Ampleforth. And this is probably why I'm really keen on Ampleforth and bringing forward the topic, and hopefully some conversation. Somebody can say something intelligent to me down below and help me rethink my thinking, because I need a lot of that because I'm such a retard. But bring up the conversation, you guys, of multiple variable assets versus single variable assets. For the preponderance, 99% of all the cryptos out there and all the stocks out there, they're all single variable assets. The only thing that varies is the price. And now that we have a price and supply that is adjustable in a very creative way, we have a new outlook. Watch out for Ampleforth, you guys. Watch the fuck out. I have a funny feeling I'm going to be talking a lot more about Ampleforth in the future, because it seems like another means of sort of regulating the regulators. It is immutable and it is transparent, and that's one of the most wonderful things about it. Imagine if P3D had the liquidity back in the day that Ampleforth does right now. Fucking everybody would be talking about it. So yeah, these multiple variable assets, there's going to be an Ampleforth clone that comes along, and hopefully I can be first in. Clearly, just as with anything, first in's best in. I'm really kind of surprised at the success Ampleforth is having, but it's pretty clear insofar as the nepotism that goes along with Ampleforth as a platform, the people that are involved with it, the investors, the advisors, and the actual team itself are, they're all the rich kids in high school that everybody wanted to know and hang out with. That's what Ampleforth is right now, and that's predominantly why it's having such a success. I don't imagine without that this concept would have gone farther than what P3D at the most ever did, if they were lucky. But yeah, guys, multiple variable assets versus single variable assets. This is a conversation that's probably going to fucking, well, not probably, it potentially could take Bitcoin out. Regulating the regulators, guys. It's all regulating the regulators, guys. It's why you're here. It's why I'm in this space. There's a certain percentage that are into it, and hopefully more will come along, and maybe even just use the concept to pump their own agenda. Yeah. What do you think of a multiple variable asset versus a single variable asset? Things are compelling, and I haven't wrapped my mind completely around it because there's really hardly any experience in it. It's clear if it's going to be like one of these hourglass contracts or virtual deposit contracts. You know, I think the Ampleforth is a much better version of it, particularly considering the volume and the liquidity. Ampleforth ain't going away, and I don't think it's going to get near $1 for a long while until the market capitalization gets way through the roof. And I think potentially Ampleforth could take out ETH insofar as market capitalization while it's running on top of Ethereum, which would only pump up Ethereum. We talked about that in P3D back in the day, huh, fellas? Think it's going to actually come to fruition? You know, all you haters especially, try to say something intelligent beyond, you know, how old, stupid, and retarded I am. I'd really like to hear more about it. I don't think that I know anywhere near enough about it because I don't think there's been enough traction or whatever. I gotta go. I gotta take a shit. Later, guys.